Hello, gorgeous people. My name is Hajara Piton, and I'm passionate about women and wealth. And so I teach women how to make wealth and the audacity to soar. Today, I want to answer a question I got in the DM recently from a younger woman. She says, how would you build wealth if you were starting afresh today? And so I'm going to answer that question in parts. First, if I were starting afresh today, so let's say as a fresh graduate, and I think that's such a great question because it gives me the benefit of hindsight, right? I have the benefit of hindsight at this time. If I was building wealth today, the first thing I would actually do is define what wealth looks like for me. And that's important because wealth looks like different things to different people. I'll give you an example. Today, I had to come out all the way into the center of Lagos, Victoria Island, for a meeting in the morning. And I was in traffic for an hour, 20 minutes to get to my destination. And I thought, wow, I am so lucky that I haven't had to do this a lot recently because I live near where I work, and my commute usually every day to and fro is maybe 15 minutes, if that, right? So I would define wealth because for me, a measure of wealth would be where I live. Now, the way that will apply in real life is to say, I'm a fresh graduate. My family house is in Ikorodu, but my work is in Victoria Island. Can I get a shared apartment with my friends in VI so that I don't have a 4-hour commute in the morning to come to work and a 4-hour commute in the evening to get home and live in a state of tension and fear where I'm always afraid of getting home late and in the dark? Do you see that? So wealth is not just money. Wealth is all the things that you have, that you surround yourself with, apart from money. And one of the things that we don't do is we don't define it. I would define what wealth looks like for me. Does wealth look like, and it's not bad if your house is in Ikorodu and you know that you don't mind waking up at 4 a.m., getting on the bus, getting into your office because you'll probably be very few people on the street, getting into your office at 5:30, sleeping. Maybe your office has a gym, you go to the gym, you brush your teeth. Remember to take care of your hygiene. If you're sleeping before your colleagues come, you brush your teeth. If your office has a gym, you go and exercise in the gym. Then you rest and then start your day. If you don't mind, it's fine, because you can say, oh, that money for rent, I want to use it for something else. I might want to use it to actually buy a house in the next 2 years in somewhere closer to town. I don't want to rent in the meantime. So it's not in whether the choice is right or wrong. It's in, are you making a choice? Are you defining what wealth looks like for you and then creating it? So in other instances, let's think about other ways you can define what wealth looks like for you as an individual. It might be, I, for example, even when I was younger, I loved to travel. That's why with the Audacity to Soar, we have the retreats where we have retreats in various countries of the world. It is part of my way of serving the women who are like me, who want to travel, who find it difficult to travel on their own, and who want to travel with, a group of other women, and who want to travel not just for traveling's sake, because I love to travel, but when I was younger, I had to travel for a reason. I wouldn't want to travel to a country because I didn't have that much money. I wouldn't want to travel to a country just for the sake of traveling, even though I want to travel for the sake of traveling. But usually I would choose my destinations around, is there a course here? So instead of going for a course, maybe in London, which maybe I had been to at the time, I would look for a course in Norway. I would look for a course in, somewhere else I hadn't been to. That's a way of defining wealth for yourself. It's a way of saying, this is what is important to me, so I'm going to choose to do that. And so one of the things I did even as a younger girl was I had a vacation account. I remember at that time I used to earn 170,000 naira, but I used to save the equivalent of £100, which was 25,000 naira, in my vacation account monthly. And the aim of that was so that if I wanted to travel and maybe hubby didn't want to travel, because sometimes your what you consider as enjoyment is not the same as what your spouse considers as enjoyment. Is also not what they consider as a necessity. So in my case, I knew that I wanted to be in a position because it was so important to me to say, I'm going, I have my money. And so I used to save an amount for vacations. So do you see how that works? You first determine what wealth looks like to you before you start to build it, so that it's easy to know what to prioritize. I think it's so important to be intentional about whatever we're doing, So that's the first thing I would do. I would define for myself what being wealthy looks like to me. I hope that helps. There'll be a part 2, a part 3, and maybe other parts to this. Ciao!